Welcome back to State of the Nation. We're looking at the anti-corruption war and the statement and that list that was just moments ago read out by the Minister for Information, Lai Mohammed. Let's go to Abuja now, where Emeka Anyegwulam is still there with us. These are the places where corruption and looting is prevalent in the country. We have them, the federal government, the state governments, the MDAs. And so one is tempted to ask, if we are truly going to fight this corruption war and win it, shouldn't we be looking at institutional, structural corruption rather than going after names and people who looted the country?
Gilbert, thank you very much. See, the problem we have is that as a nation and as a people, we have not decided to fight corruption. And corruption is going to last for a very long time in Nigeria until we begin to fight it institutionally. Now, what I mean by this is that number one, in this country, there is no social security system. Most of the corruption you see in the civil service is because when people retire, they go into poverty. There is nothing that provides for them after retirement. That is one. Secondly, your take-home pay in Nigeria cannot take you home. So people look for government jobs because they see it as a means of stealing and looting the treasury. Now, until we reorganize the system, I'm tempted to use the word restructure, but reorganize our system, put all the institutional safeguards that will make people not to think of stealing public funds, we will still be very far from fighting corruption. Secondly, the institutions are not functional. It is about who is at the helm of affairs. Now, I want to tell you something that will shock you. If you remove the face of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, the body of the nation is just about corruption. The face of Buhari does not want corruption, fine.
Let me get the response.
The system is stealing.
You say if the president, you said if the president, if the leader of the APC, if the president is removed from the APC equation, everything else falls down to corruption. Let me get the views of Victor about this. Do you agree with that statement? And what, in your view, do you think will be convincing to Nigerians in terms of a true holistic list of looters in this country?
Gimba, my thought towards this is I'll put it this way. Now, the leader of a country or a party determines the direction in which that government will go or the administration will go. President Buhari has made it very clear that he stands against corruption and he will fight it. It doesn't matter if you may have, he's not a perfect being, there are people around him who may not also buy the idea of his own style of administration. But the truth is, this is the bedrock of his government, to fight corruption. Now, I believe if you go back in time, in 1984, when Buhari was the then military head of state, the orientation of Nigerians changed, even though it was a military junta. But they had a style, people were scared of getting involved in corruption. And that was one of the biggest fears they had with Buhari coming on board as a president, because they feared that the same style which he used in 1984 will come to bear. But this time is a democratic setting. It's different. The style, the institution is different. Therefore, he has to play within the rules of the democratic setting. And that is why it appears as if fighting corruption is slow.
So what do you think? What do you think should be done now? Because if you look at the past history books, you see a lot of generals who are judged at some point to have looted the country's treasury. What do you think should be the next step for the APC to take now that it has come out with the list? You have said that it should go further, that more will come through. But what do you think should be done, especially when we had the military junta? What do you think the APC can do about that?
Now, the APC, today you have, if you're talking about the generals today that have been found wanting, and some have returned monies and some have been, if for any reason you're found culpable, My idea is the APC government should go ahead and prosecute them. If there's no space for plea bargaining in our system, then of course they should pay the price for whatever they have done. It's only in Nigeria that we look at these things as big deal. Jacob Zuma stepped down only the other day from the presidency of South Africa. He's facing corruption charges today. I'm not saying the whole of South Africa go up in flames or the opposition party say, why are they trying him or not trying him? His own party is even trying him. So the same thing can happen to people who are also serving in this government.
Brilliant.
You have the amnesty man.
Brilliant. I get that point, but let me quickly get, because we're running out of time very quickly, let me get your own words. How difficult is it for the judiciary to prosecute looters of the country's treasury, do you think, Mr. Emeka?
You see, that's why I said we are making a mockery of anti-corruption. The judiciary is not a magician. The truth of the matter is that the people to prosecute is the police, the EFCC, on the office of the Attorney General of the Federation. The judiciary is there to give judgment. Now, where you are now funding lawyers from Attorney General's office to come to court and do their cases, where a complainant is the person funding the police to carry out investigation, where you will employ people who are incompetent to be prosecutors in EFCC, you cannot get results. When you go to court, you will definitely lose your cases. So we should start from investigation. The investigators must be equipped. The prosecutors must be equipped with facts and figures. You don't just come to a newspaper and say somebody has stolen, and when you go to court, you don't have evidence. Then secondly, we must respect the independence of the judiciary. Look at how we embarrassed the entire judiciary, carried our judges to court, and the government lost all the cases. Now, if people don't have faith in the judiciary, and the judge is handling the cases, even when they reach proper judgment, we will not still believe they have not something right. So I think the judiciary needs proper funding. We need to employ more judges. You cannot be in court for 10 years handling one case because the judge has over 60, 70 cases on his table. How many times is he going to write the judgment and the rulings? We need to employ more judges. We need to expand the court.
I must sincerely thank you. I must sincerely thank you at this point. Emeka Ochebunam is a lawyer talking to us from our Abuja studios. Unfortunately, that's the much we can take on the show at this time. And also to Victor Oche, he's the former speaker, Delta State House of Assembly, is talking to us via Skype from Asaba, the Delta State capital. Thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of the show at this time. And to you as well for watching, wherever you are. This is State of the Nation, and I'm Gimba Umar.